When you have a group of kids that stops playing for themselves and starts playing for each other and becomes a family, you get the result of what you had this year. Things we did this summer that we didn't do last year was we basically trained pretty hard. We had a good core group, maybe about 14 to 15 kids showing up. We went over to Bell Mountain in Hopewell once a week and we ran up the hill. It was the work that they did in the summer together that really that I think really started the mesh that we got during preseason camp.
More importantly than the workouts, it's just becoming brothers. That's the best part, you know. Really developing the relationships with your teammates.
I was excited about the team, excited about who we had coming back. Excited about the additions we made from a postgraduate standpoint, and Luca Puzzi coming in was just a huge pickup for our team.
It was great to get in early and meet all the guys because that made it easier to be cohesive, like when training camp came, and you know, we really bonded quickly.
We knew when the right time was to crack a joke or have some fun. When everyone's having fun and full of energy like that, that's when you really make the most out of a season.
My dad has always, you know, had great words of wisdom for me, and before the season he just said, you know, you guys have a target on your back. And Coach Smith kind of echoed that in preseason, just saying every single team we play, you know, this is their Super Bowl game.
When did you realize that this team could be really special?
Poly Prep.
Scrambling for it, Chris Sumners falls on top of it. It is Hun football. Hanser throws a running back out of the way and finishes the tackle off.
We heard it all week, all year, in the weight room in the off season, in preseason when we were running sprints, you know. Poly Prep's doing this, we got to do this.
We were all focused already. Everybody was tuned in, and that week of practice was just amazing. Everybody was moving around. And that was the week that I figured it out that we're going to be doing something great.
The biggest thing was they were as tough as we thought they were going to be. They were big, they were strong, they were fast. We shut them down.
The tone for that game was physicality. They had tremendous size and athleticism, as do we. And I think we just out-toughed them, and we put the ball in the hands of Imamu.
Imamu is an interesting character. I live next to him in the dorms. He plays the most interesting music selection I think I've ever heard out of anybody. He'll be playing, you know, 2 Chainz hard rap music one moment, and then he'll be playing like Beethoven Symphony the next.
You know, it was great to get some energy in there and get excitement in there.
Unparalleled drive and passion, just like Coach Smith. He's down there before the game working out in a high altitude mask, and I always ask him, like, you plan on playing for the Broncos? Like, what's the deal with that? And he's like, nah, just always gotta train for the worst.
I like to stay ready. Something that I've learned over my athletic career, that it's easy to like tweak muscles and stuff, so I like to stay as warm as possible so that when I have my opportunity to go full speed, like, there's nothing slowing me down.
From a standpoint of a team victory, that's what Canada Prep was.
I went into that game knowing that we weren't going to have all the linemen that we started the season with, and my mindset going into that game was I have to lead, I have to lead, I have to lead. I have to stress the fact that if we stick to what we know and execute everything, we were going to still win this game.
Started to see the emergence of the dominance of Jordan McGriff, just the way he approached the off-season, the summer, and how it paid off for him. When you see some of the things he did on the field for a kid his size, it was just a force to be reckoned with.
That was the first time I really felt that like I was a captain and I deserved to be a captain.
Having the big guys inside with Fred and McGriff took a lot of pressure off me to get to the quarterback, since they are the main concern on the D-line. On that particular play, I was untouched. I came in, put some pressure on the quarterback, and Jalen was able to go intercept it and take it back. So, I mean, that was definitely, I think, a turning point in that game and just kind of a big momentum shift for us.
It showed how much depth we have. We were missing quite a few players in that game. Simon got hurt in the early stages of that game. Tom Barber came in for him, did a pretty good job, and next man up. So that goes back to we were building a brotherhood in the summer, working hard in the gym, and it showed that game.
It's really important to know that we all believe in Tom.
He did a great job. He did a great job getting us in and out of the huddle, making the throws that he needed to make. Had a tremendous throw to Josh Henderson up the sideline to set up one of our touchdowns, and everybody bounced back.
For our backup quarterback who's played, just a handful of downs before, had to step up and win 2 games for us. It's just unbelievable.
The kids responded, and that's what we try to preach in life. It's about responding, no matter what happens. Bad things are going to happen on the football field.
The homecoming game, that was crazy because that was like the first big crowd that we've seen all year.
We had homecoming that day, so I was out in the morning making a float. That was fun. But I actually woke up that morning with 102 fever. It's one of those things where on the field, my muscle memory just took over. It really worked out. That was one of the best games I've played.
Lawrenceville has always been the biggest game to me, no matter what sport it is, lacrosse, football, even watching the basketball games. I just love beating Lawrenceville.
For the offense to drop the ball on the 5-yard line twice and have our defense stop them, how do you do that? How do you stop them twice on the 5-yard line when they have 8 downs to get the ball in?
Gabe intercepting that ball and returning it for a touchdown was the turning point of Lawrenceville. I remember specifically that we kind of evolved that game. That was the one game where we tried something different.
Well, you have to credit that all to Kyle Horan. I mean, he's the glue of that defense. He knows everything, all the coverages, all the formations, where everybody's supposed to be at all times.
The defense used that game to figure out what we were going to do with Petty.
The Hun School Raiders take on the Petty Falcons in a game that could decide the Maple Championship.
We like to get our kids up for football. We like to get them excited to play, but we didn't have to do much for this game.
That week of practice, we made sure that everybody from down to the JV team was giving us good looks. We made sure everybody was running 15 yards after they touched the ball.
Everyone was a little nervous every time they go out on the field, and I think being a little nervous is a good thing. Being able to be a little nervous before the game definitely helped some of our guys, whether they admit it or not.
And here's a waggle. Latest to pass, wide open is Kyle Horan, and he's going to walk into the end zone. So here's Farmer. Farmer met immediately by Chris Fake. Horan tries to get the ball out, and Jordan McGriff finishes it off.
The hurdle was awesome. I'll never want to give that up for anything.
Off of play action, and there it is. There's the screen. Here's Mayfield across the 40 to the 35. A great block by McGriff. Hurdles the tackler, and Mayfield into the end zone. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, Kyle, he was definitely taking notes, and he did the same exact thing.
In that split second, I could just hear Coach Smith saying he goes dangerously low. So I just put my foot in the ground and just let my body fly.
To give to Horan once again, and Horan breaks through. Horan joins the hurdling party.
Petty threw a screenplay to their running back, and Mamu was right there, and he just, whew. I was shocked on the field. I came off the field still in absolute amazement that play just happened. The vibe in the locker room, we were playing all kinds of music. We were playing anywhere from Lil Wayne to Justin Bieber.
For the second year in a row, the Hun School Raiders have taken the Maple Championship.
Mercersburg, I will remember that game forever. Dave Nicoforo catching a screen tip by Amamu, Griff catching a tip pass, it was just the perfect way to end the season.
When I saw David catch the deflected screen pass, I kind of didn't know who it was at first because he was running kind of fast and too big to be a running back. And so I just saw Nicoforo making moves down the field, and I kind of had to think after the play for a minute, wow, that was our center. It was really fun to watch and just see him, after he worked so hard all season at center, finally get his moment of glory.
A good friend of mine, Daraj McCullough, getting in the game and playing quarterback because he's been a kid that has been on the team for 4 years and never really got a chance to really play in a varsity game. And him being able to play quarterback for us, I think was just a statement to who we are, and it was just a great moment for me.
picked up a couple fans at the restaurant.
It was fun. It was the most fun I've had playing a high school football game in a long time because everybody got in. My man Daraj was able to play.
I'm so grateful to have all the friends that I have, the teammates, the brothers, and I'll just remember the guys I played with forever.
I love this place. I'm never gonna forget my senior year. I'm never gonna forget my junior year, but it went by way too fast.
The impact everyone makes on me, it just makes me a better guy, a better person.
Having that coach means so much to you in such a short period of time, and forming such a close bond with all the coaches is just something really special and dear to me.
The 8-0 is the cherry on top. Everything else just makes it the best year of my life. You know, finding a woman you love and having a child and, you know, just starting a family. So, and again, you know, football's football. It's a game, but we're out here to do the best we can. And the season was the cherry on top, you know, and get a couple weeks off here. We'll sit back and reflect, and then we'll get ready to do it again.
What do you mean?